Open weights is a loaded term. It uses the open term from open source, but of course with open source, the thing is you can actually read the code. With open weights, you have just a giant file full of numbers you can't really interpret. And what most of the open source open weights models don't have, including DeepSeek specifically, what they don't have is open data or open corpus. So you can't actually see the training data that went into them. And of course, most of the people building models are obscuring what that training data is in various ways. And when you get an open weight model, the good news is the software source is open. The good news is you can run it on your machine. You can verify that it doesn't phone home, but you don't actually know what's happening inside the weights. And so I think that is going to be a bigger and bigger issue, which is, okay, how the thing behaves. What has it actually been trained to do? And what restrictions or directives has it been given in the training that are embedded in the weights that you need to be able to see? This is coming up as a global issue, which we worry about when these models come from China. Other countries worry when these models come from the US, which is great. So one of the phrases you'll hear when you talk to people outside the US is this phrase people are kicking around, which is not my weights, not my culture. Or by the way, for that matter, not my weights, not my laws, which is okay. Like, what actually is this thing going to do? And Chinese models, for example, might never criticize communism or something. Sure. I can tell you the American models have all kinds of constraints, also implemented usually by a very specific kind of, at a very specific location in the US. Yep. And so I think that this is a general issue. And we're going to have to see basically people's tolerance levels being willing to run open weights models where they don't fundamentally have access to the data. And then correspondingly, I think what we'll see is more open source developers also doing open corpus, open data, so you can see what's actually in them.